Hey there. I've gotten over enough of my cold to be able to talk to you today instead of writing out a super long Facebook post. And so we talked about raising our kids to be pleased with themselves instead of pleasing others. And a couple of ways we do that. One, become a container instead of a director or a fixer. Number two, I mentioned boundaries. How do we set good boundaries that are influencing our kids instead of lecturing and controlling? Letting them struggle and kind of have a hard time so that they can learn something along the way that stays with them, that's theirs. And then the last one for today is a line from Dr. Brad Reedy at Evoke Therapy, and he says that as a parent, you make yourself the project. And I love that line, make yourself the project. Because as moms especially, and I know dads probably do this too, if you have a child that is struggling with mental health, with addiction, with learning problems, with a medical problem, it is our instinct to fix and protect. To see your child suffering and in pain is horrible for most parents, and we want to make it better. But we have finite, limited energy and time in our lives, and pouring that energy and time into something you actually don't have control over, which is someone else's experience, someone else's thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. We don't have control over that. We know it's an illusion to think that we do. What we do have control over is ourselves. And our job as a mom or a dad in a situation where we're parenting and we're struggling, maybe our family is struggling, one of our kids is struggling, our marriage is struggling, our job is to make sure that we're making the healthiest contribution to that system that we can. And we do that by making ourselves the project, by following up on the things that plague us, by following up on the things that we need to learn about, by making time for ourselves, because our kids soak us up like sponges. And if we are bringing a downtrodden, depressed, anxious, exhausted parent to the family system, we're not making our best contribution. So we make ourselves the project, and we start out really simple. If you struggle with your weight and eating and you're an emotional eater and that's where it goes, then start reading books about that. Do a 30-day plan. Get into a fitness walking group with other moms. Just start doing something where you're taking a step. There's a quote, I think it's Martin Luther King, that said, you don't have to see the whole stairway, just take the first step. You can go to counseling. You can join a support group. You can get up every morning and start reading and journaling. There's so many things you can do to just start figuring out, how do I bring a happy, healthy, fulfilled person to this equation? Because it's in that we impact our kids and influence our kids and changing ourselves and making sure that we're doing the best we can do for us. And I find that inspiring, because you can't fix, epilepsy. You can't fix a high schooler that's decided to be in drugs and alcohol. You can set limits around that, but you can't fix it. You can't fix if your child is diagnosed with autism or dyslexia or some other disability, or is born with one, a medical issue. And so we have to find really effective things that we can do that will influence positively the outcomes that happen in our family. There's no guarantees. It's not going to say that this is going to cure this or this is going to make it all better, but we're going to have serenity and peace knowing that we contributed in the healthiest way possible to the thing that's the most important to us. So make yourself the project. And if you need help, like you have an issue that you want to start looking into, I've read about 10 million books doing my own work. So feel free to message me and I can recommend something for you if you're thinking, yeah, I'd like to do that, but I don't really know where to start. Have a good one. It's almost Friday. Bye.